Hey, are you still looking for pros and cons videos about Charlotte? Because I got you. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, it's Tess Chason here, aka Miss Agent, and today I wanted to talk to you about my pros and cons of living here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, I've been living here for about 6 years, and there's quite a few things that I love and don't love about living here. So starting off, number one, my favorite thing is proximity to places. Here in Charlotte, you are 3 hours from the beach and 2 hours from the mountains, so if you wanted to do a weekend trip, it's easy. If you want to drive 20 minutes one direction, you're in the country, basically. There's so many different things around you, which is very nice. Something I also like is the weather. The weather's nice, everybody loves it. I'm from Florida, so it's really hard to, I'm not difficult to please because I'm from Florida. Here in Charlotte, we have 4 seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. Now, our July and August are pretty toasty, which a lot of people don't like, which they're like, oh my god, I hate Charlotte weather. But it's literally the 2 months out of the year that are miserable. Now, weather is dependent on where you're from. If you're from upstate New York and you got 5 months of snow and you're like, screw this snow, I'm not going anywhere, come to Charlotte, because we get like an inch a year, if that. Or you can go more south. But Charlotte's cool because you do have that chilly winter, but it's not unbearable and there's really like no snow. It really doesn't snow here. It may be an inch, like it didn't even snow last year. Speaking of the proximity to things like the beach and the mountains, there's also a lot of things to do here. What I really liked about it when I first moved here is there were plenty of community theaters. I was a theater kid, so there were theaters for me to join, like Theater Charlotte and Davidson Community Players and Morrisville Theater up in that more north of Charlotte area. But there's plenty of theaters. Central Piedmont Community College has a beautiful theater too. Either way, lots of stuff to do. There's also plenty of sports and rec leagues like Huntersville Recreation. Obviously I know more of the North Charlotte area personally where I reside, but there's just a lot to do for kids too. And also something cool, I'm from Florida, so riding wasn't a thing. Up in North Carolina, horseback riding is a very big thing too for a lot of kids, and a lot of kids love to do that. And also there is sailing. A lot of people are like, what? But up on Lake Norman and some of like Lake Wiley, there are sailing clubs and yacht clubs, and it's really cool. There's a lot of stuff to do here for you and your family. So earlier I talked about the weather. So what comes with nice weather is a lot of plants, and with a lot of plants comes allergies. So that's one of the cons of moving here and living here. A lot of people statistically have worse allergies here than they do in other places. And that's really because we have beautiful nature. We have a beautiful landscape here, which is nice to look at, but if you have terrible allergies and you forget your Claritin, it's not gonna be a good day for you, sweetie. It's not a good day. It's just not. People, I know people personally, during spring, they are just not here. It's bad. But, you know, take your Claritin and it's gonna be okay. Because to me, I love the flowers and I like the nature, so I'm like, I'll just take my Claritin and be okay. It's gonna be fine. Now, speaking of all of the vegetation here, we also have bugs. So we are a southern state, and with southern states comes not only southern hospitality, but we have bugs who like to become hospitable in your homes. So not only in your homes, but just everywhere. A lot of people from upstate New York, my friends up there, have never seen a flying cockroach, or the cockroaches that are literally this big. And I'm not even kidding, they are that big. Yeah. They are flying roaches. We also have lizards. I find a lot of people don't really think about that before moving here, and they see a lizard on the sidewalk and they're like freaking out. So we do have different species down here. Now, I'm formerly from Florida, so I am just unfazed by any creature because Florida is a different land. It is a different world, but there might be bugs here, so just be aware of that. So back to the positives. Something really cool about Charlotte is that we have a ton of different subdivisions here. So I was talking about North Charlotte earlier. Now where I reside up north of Charlotte, we have Cornelius, Huntersville, Morrisville, and Lake Norman area. It's really nice because there's a lot of different subdivisions. There's also NODA, Uptown Charlotte, all of that, which is really fun. But you can really find your tribe. We have obviously the sailing clubs, like we have the Peninsula Club. If you're into sailing and want to live on the lake, you can also live in Uptown Charlotte and kind of be closer to the city and more with the hip crowd. We've got, which, you know, down there you've got plenty of bars and fun stuff to do if that's your vibe. Or you can go to Mooresville or go somewhere out in the country a little bit more. It's not really country, but it's less city vibe. It's more small town vibe, which is nice. So you really get the best of any world you're looking for. You can have whatever vibe you're looking for, there's a subdivision for it. And it's pretty cool, I think. And I think it's pretty cool because you're able to really think about what you want to do and find your tribe of people. Speaking of those different subdivisions, all of those come at a different price point, obviously. But what's nice about that is everybody has options. Speaking of the cost of living, which is below the national average by a pretty significant amount, what buys you a studio apartment in New York City can buy you a house for a month, we're talking rent-wise. I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna pop up an image. This is what $700,000 can get you here. It's insane. The last con I wanted to talk about is the traffic here in Charlotte. So, of course, traffic is relative to where you're from. Like if you're from out west or New York or a major city, Charlotte traffic is probably a breeze to you. It's only busy during 9 o'clock, lunchtime, and 5 o'clock. Now, to the locals, we definitely hate it because it's crazy, and of course, when you're driving is when there's traffic, so it's wild. The solution that the state came up with is to add express toll lanes. So we added toll lanes, which are nice. If you are near the toll lanes, which are only for a select few exits, you can get on those and skip right by the traffic. So if you're in a rush, you can definitely use those, but the average person doesn't use the toll lane every single day, so that's kind of like up to you. But you have the option to skip it if you'd like, but is it the most affordable thing? I wouldn't say necessarily. And the reason we have all this traffic is because Charlotte is a growing city, which is pretty cool because everybody wants to be here because it's awesome. But beside the point, it's a growing city. People see the value here and the opportunities here and want to move in because it's a nice city, price is low, there's so much to do, and you can really find your tribe of people anywhere. If you made it this far, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope that you learned something from my pros and cons of living here in Charlotte. I learned something new every single day about living here, and obviously I like it because I'm still here. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment, reach out, text, email, anything. I will respond. I'm very good about that. You feel free to follow my socials at tesschasonrealty on Instagram, and click the notification bell if you'd like to be notified about future videos, and click subscribe to learn more about living in Charlotte. I will see you guys later, and that's a wrap. Peace.